Okay, boys and girls, settle down. I'm going to tell you a story. It's the story of a horse called Bucko. So once upon a time, I was playing The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, and I'm out there. I'm trying to get from A to B. I can't remember where A or B is. Point is, I'm going somewhere in the world. When all of a sudden, I see these bokoblins on horseback racing towards me. I aim at the leader with my bow, and let loose an arrow, and bing! It hits him right in between the eyes. The guy comes flying off his horse, and the horse is still coming towards me, and then all of a sudden I just decide I'm taking this horse. So I mount the horse and then I just go, bye bye bokoblin, this is my horse now. And I realise I'm not too far from a stable, so it's like, this really is going to be my horse. And I name it Bucko because I've reclaimed it from a bokoblin. I'm like, don't you worry Bucko, you with me now, everything's going to be okay. And that was how I got my first horse in this playthrough of Breath of the Wild. So I've created this like little story for myself. Something just happened sort of organically. And now it's the adventures of me and Bucko, and we're going to go and travel Hyrule, and it's going to be a great time. Fast forward a little bit in the game. Me and Bucko are out on another adventure. This time, we're at the Akkala, is it Akkala, whatever it's called, research station. You know where you have to go get the blue flame? So it's a bit of a way, so I'm riding off on Bucko. And we find the blue flame, I pick it up, I'm on horseback, I've got my torch, a blue flame. Everything's going swimmingly. But not long after I start to head back, it starts raining. I can see the little weather icon on the bottom of the screen. It's going to start raining. No problem. There's lanterns all along the road. So I light one of the lanterns from horseback, get off the horse, and then sit down and wait for the rain to pass over. The lanterns are covered. The flame's fine. We just have to wait out the rain. Then I can relight the torch and carry on. So for a little while, it's just me and Bucko just sort of hanging out. And I've had this horse for a little while now, and there's like a bond between us. I mean, there literally is, because your horse has a like friendship level with you, and it's maxed out. It doesn't take long. It wasn't a particularly great horse. It's just my horse, you know? So I'm just chopping down trees and collecting wood for some side quest. I think I need it because I think I'm going to buy the house in Hateno village at that point. Anyway, the rain passes over. I get on the horse and try to make my way back to the Akkala research lab. But I'm getting a little bit lost, and I'm sort of trying to find a way down this hillside so I can get back around this stable and back up to the Akkala research lab. So going down the hill, and I turn around the corner, there's a Lynel there, and I can't really do anything because I'm holding the flame, and if I get my bow out, the flame will go out. So I just try and sort of outrun it, but that doesn't work. So I get shot off the back of my horse, drop the flame. I'm pissed off because I'm getting impatient now, you know, because of the rain and stuff. And it's like, can I fight this Lynel? I don't know if I've ever actually beat a Lynel in this game. I don't think I ever have. I think they murder me every time. I've had a couple of cracks at it, and I just haven't got the skills for it. They wipe the floor with me every time. And it was no different this time. But worse than that, the Lynel killed my horse. It killed Bucko. I didn't even know that your horse could die in Breath of the Wild. But they got apparently done. I was gutted. I was like, what? That was Bucko, that was my horse, that's the horse I rescued from the bokoblin. Breath of the Wild don't care, your horse is dead now. And that bummed me out, you know? I even caught a horse later on, it wasn't as good as Bucko, and I named it Crappy as well. Just to rub it in the horse's face, you're not as good as Bucko, no one can replace Bucko. Anyway, I was doing some little side quests I'd never done before, and then I came across this area behind a stable, when it looks like a great fairy fountain. I'm like, are there 5 great fairies in this game? There can't be. No way, Jose. And I gave it the rupees it wanted, and what popped out was this like hideous monstrosity that called himself the Horse God. It terrified the shit out of me. I mean, not exactly, but I was definitely not expecting it. But then what this Horse God can do is, if you've had a horse die on you in the past, the Horse God can revive it. I'm like, are you for reals? And he's like, yep, as long as you didn't kill the horse, you know, as long as there was no foul play involved, then the Horse God will happily bring your horses back from the dead. And it did it. It brought Bucko back to me, and then the horse was just stood there in this little clearing munching on some flowers. And there he was back. And I felt as if a little story had been completed. Something had happened there. Like, something had come full circle, and it was very satisfying to me, that feeling. And I think that's why I play video games, is for the stories that happen. It's for the feelings, it's to get feelings. Is this making sense? Maybe, maybe not. Let me try again. Let me try another story. This like where it didn't quite go right. So, you know the Master Sword in Breath of the Wild? Of course you flipping do. It's the Legend of Zelda game, the Master Sword. Right. So, in Breath of the Wild, the Master Sword is hidden away in this forest. You have to make your way through. And then when you get to the centre of it, there's a clearing with the great Deku tree and his little, what are they called? The little guys. I love them, but I can't remember what they're called. Who cares? And the Master Sword is just there. It looks like total crap. I mean, it's been there for 100 years, I suppose. And the Deku tree says the great hero will be able to pull this sword from the tree, but be careful, because when you try to pull the sword, it drains your life. So what this is a test of courage, isn't it? Which is apt, because that's Link's part of the Triforce. It's courage, isn't it? Zelda's wisdom, Ganon's power, Link is courage. So it's a test of courage, and that's the whole point of it. Except what I did, because I just wanted to get the sword as quickly as possible, and it's like I've already done this 2 or 3 times already. So I just Googled, how many hearts do you need to pull the sword out? I was like, oh yeah, great. And as soon as I had that many hearts, I just pulled the sword out and got it. So it wasn't a test of courage. It was just me holding the A button for like 10 seconds. And then I was like, great, now I've got the sword. And I felt nothing. Absolutely nothing. And after I did it, I was like, oh, that was kind of a shame. And I wished I hadn't Googled it, because it turns out what I wanted, I didn't just want a sword with 30 attack power. I didn't want that. What I wanted was that test of courage. I wanted to feel like a hero grasping the sword and pitting my courage against this test, even though it's just a dumb thing in a video game. I just wanted that feeling. That's why I play video games, I think. It's to feel stuff. Is that really tragic? But that's the appeal of them, isn't it? Am I wrong? I'm not alone on this. There's someone else out there who's like, it's like maybe not on a conscious level, because I've been playing video games for like 20 odd years. I've never really thought about it before, about why I play video games. And I don't mean like why I play individual games, because that's for all sorts of reasons. Sometimes I pick up a game just because it's on sale, or because the artwork looks cool, or I'm just caught up in the hype. Like I don't own a copy of Smash Bros Ultimate, but one day I was stood in HMV and I'd been watching YouTube videos of people talking about Smash Bros and stuff. I didn't sort it out. I just watched like general video game discussion shows, you know, like the Giant Bomb guys and stuff. And you just end up hearing a lot about it, and they're talking about how many features the game has and how it's so amazing, and all the different, like it's got 1,000 music tracks, and it's just this homage to the past glory of Nintendo. You know, it's like a museum of Nintendo wrapped up in this like little fighting game package. And I was getting caught up in the hype. And on that day, if HMV would have had a copy of Smash Bros Ultimate, I would have bought it. But it didn't, and the hype sort of passed over, and I just got distracted by something else. So it's a bit arbitrary which games I play and which games I don't. So, but what I'm talking about is why gaming is my hobby, why I'm always playing games. There's not a day goes by that I don't play a video game, even if it's just like 10 minutes of Downwell or something like that. And even if I'm not playing games, I'm listening to people talk about games, or I'm watching other people play games, or just thinking about, you know, it's like an obsession. It's like I don't just play games, I love them. I think this is why. I think it's the stories, it's the little things that happen, it's the little feelings that you get. That's why. What I'm talking about is what I'm talking about is what I get out of video games, what I get out of playing a game. And it's not just conquering the game and 100%ing it. It's in how things happen, you know. So pulling the sword out of the ground and knowing you're going to do it, versus pulling the sword out when you didn't know whether it was going to work or not. The result is the same, but it's a world of difference, you know. You don't get, if you know it takes this many hearts, you grab it, you pull it out, fine, you know, it's there. But there's nothing in that. Once you've done it, there's no relief, there's no excitement, there's no nothing. That's what's missing. That was what was missing at the time. And I realised it. I'm like, that's why I'm playing these games, I think. Anyway, to cap it all off, I think I'm going to like demonstrate what I'm talking about. So there's an area of in the map on Breath of the Wild that's called Lanayru Mountain. I think it's called that. Got over. Anyway, I've never been up to the top, you know, because at the base of the mountain there's one of those Lynels. Remember I was talking about him? I've never defeated one. And this particular Lionel has electric arrows, and I found out that he can teleport around the place. I didn't even know Lionels could do that. And maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe this didn't happen. I'm pretty sure it did though, because last time I went to go up this mountain just to see what was there. You could finish the game without ever going up there. There's nothing story critical up there, I presume. But anyway, I was heading up the path. The Lionel spotted me. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, there's a Lionel here. Yeah, I forgot. And I tried to run off up the side of the mountain. And I thought if I could just get behind some rocks or something so he doesn't have line of sight. And I was like climbing and climbing, getting around. And then I turned around, the Lionel was there. I'm like, how the hell did he get there so fast? And I kept going and going, and I saw it happen. I saw him disappear and reappear somewhere else. I'm like, holy hell, there's no getting around this guy. I have to fight him to get up this mountain. Now, of course, I don't. What I could do is I could go right to Hateno village or somewhere up the side of Death Mountain or something. I could just swoop in the mountain from some angle that completely avoids the Lionel and just have a look and see what's up there. But that wouldn't be very satisfying, would it? You know, Link, the hero of time, or whatever he's called in this game, just sneaking around, avoiding fights because he's scared. That wouldn't be right. What would be more satisfying is if I do a bit of preparation, make an elixir maybe that decreases shock damage, maybe cook some food that increases attack strength, just prepare some meals so that I can get myself out of a sticky situation, find some good equipment, and then go back to that mountain and beat this guy. That's the power of video games, because it's quite dramatic, isn't it? You can feel things, you can experience things. And I know you might be saying, "Ma, you should get out into the real world and have real feelings, real experiences, meet real people and do things for real." But that's hard to do, That's incredibly hard to do. At least I think it is anyways. It is for me. Maybe there's someone out there, maybe you feel the same way too. And if you do, then take heart, You're not as alone as you think you are. And I know it's not a solution, but you're playing a game. You don't have to think about who you are. Games can make you feel smart. They can make you feel brave. They can make you feel like you're part of a group. They can scare you. They can excite you. They can do almost anything. And I know there are games that are just a shit distraction for 10 minutes. Like, there's no epiphany to come from playing Puzzle Quest or whatever. It's just a game. But some of them aren't that. Some of them are a lot more than that. And that's why, for as long as I could get my hands on them, I've been playing video games, and I don't think I'm ever going to stop. Never. In fact, I'm never going to. I'm just going to say that now. As long as I've got hands that can move and hold a controller, then I'll be playing games. There's just no question. And even when that is gone, even if I can't play games, I'll be watching them on YouTube. I'll be cheering on the guys at GDQ and everything. They'll find a way. What am I talking about? Anyway, games are brilliant. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.